Hey y'all, it's your girl Jamaica. So I was just coming back to you because, well, number one, I miss y'all. And of course, I told y'all I was going to give y'all 100 videos. And so until I do that, I'm going to be running it back. But I really wanted to come and have a little discussion with y'all, a little talk with y'all. Okay. I had to check my eyes, y'all. I was crying a little bit. And so that's what I'm going to talk about. So, needless to say, I was sitting up here and I was kind of having this I don't want to say a conversation because it wasn't really that, but I had some thoughts flying around in my head. And at the same time as I'm thinking, two different two different thought processes. I got a call from a friend. Well, I was relaxing actually, but those thoughts were still lingering. And I got a call from a friend, and as we were talking, I was like, okay, I got to tell you this good news. And so, of course, this friend was like, okay, what's going on? What's this? So, friends, I got good news. Wait a minute. So it was like, what's happening? And I was like, well, and I went through it. So let me tell y'all, I got good news. And I'm so glad to share with y'all. And then I'll tell y'all what had me crying. So I had a conversation with my AP today, and it was me in the eighth grade part of the literacy department, and so it was us women in there and in our leadership team, and they were going over data. So data is the numbers based off of what the students, how well the students do, or whatever it is, the information we're collecting from testing. And so now in Florida we have fast testing. They take this roughly about 3 times periodically throughout the year, and currently. We have the second round of data. So the first round came in, gave us a baseline, also using, because for me, for my SAOs, which is like pretty much like the end of the year assessment for us. I use the fast testing as a baseline, also the FSA, which was the previous test that we had for where the students were prior to the school starting. So where they ended at seventh grade, the end of seventh grade, and then of course how they tested at the beginning. And then the second one is, as we have been learning, what skills have they been picking up, what standards or benchmarks are they more proficient in. And then of course going to the end of the year, which they'll probably test around May, to get that last group of information and seeing how much the students have learned over the year. And so we were sitting in this room, we are going over the data as a whole for the county, for the district, I mean for the county, for the state of Florida, for the district, which is our county, and then of course for the school. And in essence, the numbers were roughly the same. So they're broken down into, the red, which is those students who really are way behind. We had there's 5 levels. So y'all don't quote me because I don't got the information right in front of me, but just imagine they're all different colors. I'm not for certain how it goes necessarily. I know that there's red, which is bad. I think it's like a yellow, orange, maybe type of situation. Or no, no, no. I don't know what color. I think this is yellow, which the second level up is like these are the students who need a little help. So the students who are doing really bad, the students who need a little help. The green is the students who are on point, and then we had 2 other colors. Let's say like blue and purple, because we're just gonna kind of throw it in there from your chakra system. I don't know, the rainbow, all that good stuff. So the green is those students who are on point, and then of course the next level up are those students who are a little bit more proficient in the information and those who are way above where they need to be. And so in essence, our school wasn't too far off from the district in numbers. Of course, the number, well, um, as it looks anyway, as it looks from a data, I mean, not a data, but a graphic standpoint, as far as numbers, we had a lot more in the red area because primarily we'll probably have maybe about 1 to 3% in that top tier, maybe 8%, 11, something like that. I really don't remember the numbers. I wasn't trying to memorize it. But needless to say, so in that beginning chart, we was kind of behind the district, But as far as percentage wise, it equates out to roughly the same with the district and the state. And then we had it, of course, broken down into grade levels. So we went over it sixth, seventh, eighth. We started with, of course, with the eighth grade numbers. And so pretty much what we learned, what we determined is as a school, our numbers have shifted some. So we're where we initially started off with a lot of red. It's still a lot. It's still a lot, but we have more numbers fluidly throughout all of the spectrums. So we decreased, I think, by 11%, give or take. And what we were told as a whole, as a school, and I gotta pump it up to the school, that we are one of the only schools who went up both in reading and in ELA. So pat ourselves on the back. I can do that now. So as a school, that's what we accomplished, and it was of course amazing. And then what I realized is that when we start to go over the numbers for ELA, we broke it down even further, sixth, seventh, and eighth grade, and who was doing the most gains grade level wise. And so, of course, the eighth grade category took the lead. I don't want to say, of course, like it was just like a non, question. But surprisingly, the eighth grade took the lead. And yeah, that happened. And so we'll get back to that that pause later. So the eighth grade took the lead, and then we broke it. It was broken down by teachers, as far as the gains for the students, those who have shown increase or changed over. And so looking at the numbers, they lined it up which teacher had the most gains from sixth all the way to eighth grade. And luckily enough, y'all, I'm still working on this. I just realized, I'm telling y'all, your girl be going through stuff. I got learning lessons. Give me a little moment. Woo saw it out. But I was the one who made the most gains. And I saw it and I could not celebrate myself. And it was, when I looked at it, it was my class, the gains were 77%. So that means 77% of the students that I work with increased. There were two students who who made the same. There were I think it was two students, if I'm not mistaken, or 2%, maybe 2%. 2% of the students maintained and remained the same. I had about an 8% decrease, give or take, something like that. And everyone else was just where they were. Or however it works out. I'm really uncertain. I spoke prior to going into this room, I think about a month ago. I sat down with each and every one of my students to see their scores because I couldn't really pull them up, and I talked to them about their scores. And of course, some of the students who decreased amazingly are some masterful students, and so needless to say, I talked to each and every one of them for the most part, talking about the importance of testing and trying to figure out what happened. Were they tired? Were they what was the experience? Because I know one of my students had a full on anxiety attack when they were testing because they were in the room with me, and I saw this happen to this student. So just trying to touch bases with them to see where they were. Sorry if I have not been looking at the camera. I feel like I was. I don't know. Anyway, y'all. 22%. Oh, because I'm so used to looking at me, and then now I'm trying to focus on this actual little thing. So, y'all, don't mind me. I'm trying to get better with this camera situation. So, back to the story. I saw my numbers. I was like, wow, like the shit's working. That's my thought. Like, I know I'm a good teacher. I tell the kids, like, I go through and explain so much, and I tell them, I'm pushing them to a point. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, y'all. I had to make sure my light didn't go off because it's not plugged into the thing. The plug is actually plugged into the computer, and then the computer was about to cut out. So I had to fix that. But anyway, there's been a lot of work in my class, a lot of dedication, a lot of me and the students going toe to toe and crazy. But at the end of the day, there is learning and growth taking place in the classroom, in that atmosphere. There is a respect level that's there, that is traded between the two of us. I know that I've been definitely pressuring them, so hopefully none of them see this video and I'm able to celebrate them on Friday or do something to celebrate our win. And I expressed my gratitude to them, because a lot of them were like, well, miss, it just went up a little. And I'm like, a win is a win, baby. A win is a win. Even if it went up a little, celebrate yourself. And dang. So I was telling them that I was influencing them, and I do celebrate myself. Y'all don't get it twisted, because we will pat ourselves on the back. So I do celebrate myself, but I realized as I was looking at these numbers, I looked over at the people my peers that I work with, and I love them. They love me. There's nothing. I celebrate them as much as possible, whatever else. But for some reason, because of the way that my environment has been for the past 6 years as a teacher, and previously, like I've always been a humble individual and don't really want to, like I told you, I didn't really want to shine. And as in the last couple of years, I've been pushing myself forward and forcing myself to step out and do things that I have not been comfortable doing. And so with that, life brings about changes. But I had a moment where I was looking at these ladies and I was excited for them, because I'm like, hell yeah, like we got 50% and up. Like we doing the thing, okay? Like if we just keep on doing what we've been doing, we will be great, okay? And so I was very excited for them, but when it got to my numbers and seeing myself at the bottom, with the highest, I got uncomfortable. And, then there was some conversation about, things that did not happen within that meeting. So hearsay, I'm not going to bring it up. But it was almost like though that confirmation of why I don't want to shine is because I don't want to outshine other people. Like I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable by me shining. And this entire last year and a half has been me accepting it and doing a little bit more shining and a little bit more and a little bit more, and trying and becoming, I don't want to say try, because I have become very much so comfortable with doing it a little, but not to, and this is March, so the last 3 months, I've really been in a place and been talking about the simple fact of allowing myself to be and to shine and to be excited about the shine that I give off, and understanding that me expressing myself and shining and doing the very best that I can do does not dim anyone else's light. However, it allows them to illuminate even more. And that is a learning lesson, and one of the themes that has been reoccurring for me. Side note, dang, the other day we had a topic in my group, Black Coffee, Honey, and Grits, and we were really talking about that was my conversation, y'all. My topic was about the themes and the things that are repeating in your life and what you should be learning from them. And now I just had a whole lesson this week. Yeah, that's alignment. All right. So, needless to say, at school, in this space, like I said, amazing people. I know that they're glad that I'm winning. One of the ladies said, congratulations, all of that stuff. However, I still was not in a place where I was able to celebrate in that space, because I know that, and I think that when I celebrate, I want it to be loud. I want it to be amazing. And so definitely when I go back to school on Friday, because Thursday I'm going to be doing a lesson. I'm working from home. Thank the Lord. But look, thank you. Um, but when I go back Friday, I think I do want to take some things and provide my students with an opportunity to celebrate, even the ones who aren't going to be in class because it's an early release. Have them to stop by and be able to be celebratory of their win, because they did that. They did the work. They trusted me enough. I'm about to get emotional. Many of them trusted me enough to believe in me, to believe in themselves, to do the work, to progress. That is amazing. 77% of my students who people may write off, sorry, y'all. I'm just so proud of them because they're amazing. And I know they're amazing individuals. And I know I don't say it enough. But to come from numbers where people are writing you off because of your testing, and to succeed when people are thinking that you should fail, and to have the pressure, because I am a teacher who gives pressure, but to see that they are about to shine themselves, it's amazing. Sorry, y'all. I'll be back. All right. So, needless to say, I'm excited for my students. Um, I'm proud of them, and it's amazing. Those numbers are amazing. Um, and again, I know I apply the pressure to my students. But 77% increase, baby, I'd take that. For real. And like I was saying, I had a conversation with a friend, and I was able to actually be able to say, hey, 77% of my students increased. And I would say it celebratory, because when I heard it, I knew it was a great thing. And I know it's so much, we have so much work left to do, but it's something about not feeling able to celebrate yourself in certain situations. And I'm glad that I build community, because it's something that I talk about even within my program, and the other things that I do is that I build community. I tell people to build community, but I build community with individuals who celebrate me and who sometimes have to shake the shit out of me and tell me to celebrate myself for the wins that are the goals that I'm accomplishing at the moment, because I'm so busy in the future trying to plan the next step that I don't always do that. I don't take space for myself and say, yes, we won. And I do it, a little, but on these big scales, in in front of people who feel that they're better than you, people who feel that they're better than me, to say, like, you are great, because I don't want to diminish anyone, but as great as you are, if we work together, we can do so much more. And I'm great too. Yeah. So y'all, because I was not supposed to make this long, I wasn't. But that was something that I've experienced, and I wanted to share that, and I didn't know who I really wanted to share it with. But I wanted the whole space, and maybe I'm sharing it with me, and I'm sharing it with you, and I hope this inspires you to celebrate yourself, to celebrate all your wins, even the little wins, because they build up to these great wins. And if you can't celebrate with some people, find people who are willing to celebrate you with you, because I'm so excited about building a community and being in community with people that I love, who love me, who care for me, who make me excited to be a better version of me, who push me, who are dedicated to me. And if my light cut off, sorry. But I'm building my community, and I'm inspiring others to build a community as well for themselves. And if you need a community, come join mine, because I am excited to share. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, like, share, comment in the video, and I love y'all.